You see there, we got the key nice and shiny and in the lock on the fork. So now it's on to something else, which I think in this case will work on the brakes today. That's what's happening on this episode of Featherstone Bicycles. But the very first thing we're going to do is clean this tire so that we can let it dry at the same time that the wheel has been drying. And then we will put it all together in a future episode. So I've just got some hot water and some Dawn, and I've got a stiffer brush here than I usually use, like on the frame. That's a much softer brush, but this rubber can take that and needs the stiffer brush. Put a coat of McGuire's Hot Shine on there, and then I'll probably do it again, but I want to get as close to the bead as possible, which is hard to do once the tire is in the rim. Tire looks like it just came from the factory, and look here, the inner tubes look like they are probably original too. Well, or at least from the 60s or 70s, with that style logo on there on the inner tube. All right, onto the brakes. The front brake cable housing is in very good shape. A little dirty, but we know how to clean that up. The brake pads are also good. I'm guessing those were replaced. Who knows? The bike does not look like it was ridden very much, and it was, as I've said in the past, well taken care of. Interesting that the brakes say Weinmann and made in Switzerland. I'm pretty sure that I just checked my collection, and pretty sure they are Weinmann brakes, but they now say Schwinn approved and the model number. But I'm thinking, if I'm recalling my memory correctly, that Weinmann later in the 60s or 70s said made in Germany. So either I'm misremembering that, or they started out in Switzerland and moved to Germany. Don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments. Anyway, we're going to take this apart, clean it, and what I like to do, I've mentioned before in the past, is take it apart and leave the other one, the rear brake, complete, so that I've got a model on how to put it back together. And again, we're not going to take the cable out and replace it because we want to leave that stop in there. Front brake apart, we will start degreasing it. And in the past I have used the wire wheel on these, but I find it's better actually to just use steel wool on here. The wire wheel tends to dull the finish, and then I have to use steel wool to bring it back, so might as well just use steel wool from the get-go as long as it's all clean. And the one thing I always have to be careful about is this little piece here that does say Schwinn approved on it. If you're not careful, you have to be pretty delicate with that, because you will rub off, you will scrape off the Schwinn approved lettering on there. So we'll be extra careful with that. is on the cable, and where we can't get at them really well because of the stop, and the piece that holds the brake clamp to the handlebars need a little bit more attention than I can give in the parts washer. So I'm going to clean these up on the wire wheel. And I'm going to put a little simple green in there, clean up the brake pads. I got one more piece of plastic here. This is cracking around the edges, so I'm trying to be extra careful with it. Okay, oh, one other thing I need to do is clean the cable housing, which I just put a little simple green in there. Get it on some steel wool. I don't know. I like to do it where the covered part. See, there's a covered part and an uncovered part, so you can slide the replacement pads in and out. I like to do the covered part facing forward. It doesn't seem right that that's like that, but that's how the old one was. So for the meantime, I'm going to leave it and make that decision at a later date. All right, I'm going to do the other brake off camera because it is exactly the same thing. Well, there you have it. 2 overhauled brakes, rejuvenated. You saw there at the end, just before this clip, that I didn't forget to put oil on the second one, but obviously I did on the first. So I went ahead and undid that coupling and put the oil, just a little drop where those washers are, those shims, and also a little bit on this pivot point where this spring goes here. And also notice there was only one of these, so obviously one of those was lost over the years. Not sure which one we're going to use. And then I was able to get this rebraided as well as possible to get it enough to get it out and get it back in so I could clean it. And then we are going to put a cap on there, but I'm going to wait until I tighten up the brakes to do that. That's going to do it for today. Thanks for sticking with me, and I hope to see you next time on Featherstone Bicycles.